This is Roblox's hardest game, and this is its toughest challenge, the Tower of Cruel Punishment. It sits at the peak of the catastrophic difficulty, and is the hardest obby in the Roblox game it resides in, Eternal Towers of Hell. It's safe to say that completing this would be my new hardest achievement on Roblox, but just how long would it take? Well, you're about to find out. There's moments in this grind where I felt on top of the world, and also moments where I honestly almost gave up. So after 3 months of painful grinding, this is the story of how I beat EToH's hardest challenge, the Tower of Cruel Punishment. Before we get into the progress for my first day, I think I should tell you a little more about Cruel Punishment. Because it sits at the peak of the difficulty chart, it's obviously not easy, containing over 30 minutes of tedious gameplay, and the name doesn't lie, because there is an outside section where you can lose all your progress on every single floor. To make things worse, the outside on the final floor, floor 10, isn't just a small section, it's an entire 2-minute final stretch that's widely considered to be the hardest part of the tower, so it's safe to say that I have my work cut out for me. For now, I just blocked that out of my mind and tried to start with the 10 things to get to the 4th of the 10 floors in the tower. Why? Because floor 4 is one of TOCP's 3 hardest floors, those of which being 4, 7, and infamously 10. Compared to the last two, 4 isn't too bad, but it has a long run ending outside section that I would have to be careful about, so when I reached 4 in one of my first runs, I definitely did that. Surprisingly, I just fluked one of the 3 most difficult floors on COCP in just one try, giving me an actual shot to make it all the way to 7 on my first day. Because 5 and 6 are widely considered to be very easy, this could be possible. But would I do it? It was the dawn of a new day, and with me actually practicing floors 5 through 7 now, I was certainly ready to make some progress. But today, 4 would give me a reality check, with me getting to it twice and failing its outside both times. The next day was even worse, and I barely managed to even get to 4, making it there only once and not even getting to the outside. At this point, my chances of beating this began to seem smaller and smaller, but the next day, that would all change. It was now the 4th day of the grind, and things were going smooth. I was back at 4's infamous outside, and my nerves were really starting to creep in. I couldn't let them get the best of me though, because if I fell, it was a long way down. After 3 days of no progress, I had finally broken the barrier of 4 again, and I was now ready to get a new personal best. Little did I know, I would far exceed my expectations. Floor 6, Floor 7, and now everything was on the line. But 7 presented a challenge far worse than anything an outside could give you, a multiple minute long section over a soft lock, which completely nullifies your chance of saving on an earlier floor if you fall. And that isn't even the end of it, because 7 has much more gameplay than that, so it's not surprising that this floor is leagues harder than 4. Fluking this would be a miracle, but with my practice, I knew it was possible. The soft lock had done its job, and it stopped me right in my tracks. But it was no reason to feel sad, because that run actually exceeded my expectations for my first 7 run, and it really gave me hope for this grind. I just wish I knew it would be ahead though. Over the next couple days of the grind, I just kept failing over and over and over again. First it was 1 to 3 I couldn't pass, then it was 4, then 5, and you get the point. I just couldn't seem to make any progress. It's safe to say I was really starting to regret this, as my motivation depleted more and more with each passing day. But I couldn't give up just yet. I knew that soon enough, another lucky run to 7 would happen. And on day 11, that's exactly what happened. Once again, I was staring floor 7 down, and with me having hours of extra practice this time, it would no longer be a fantasy to pass it. But first, I needed to get to the soft block. With me now being at the most difficult and punishing section of 7, everything I learned so far would come down to passing this. I was so close to 8, but I used a bad strategy for this jump, and it didn't reward me for that. This was honestly a valuable lesson in the grind, and I made sure that it would never happen again. Day 12 started strong, with an immediate run to floor 7. Determined to make amends for my last mistake, I made it to the soft lock yet again, and focused up. I had passed it for my second time in a row now, and practically nothing was stopping me from reaching floor. Oh, I forgot I failed that. Yeah, that's one of my stupidest fails in the grind, so if I wanted a chance at making any more progress, I would have to toughen up, and quick. Floor 8. Every single hour of pain, suffering, and a lot of fails have led to me where I am now. To fully capitalize on this opportunity, here's what I have to do. Firstly, I must pass both floor 8 and its infamous time section, which I'll tell you about now. Before you can get to floor 9, you must pass 3 boxes of gameplay in 2 minutes, but what makes it so difficult is your nerves, so this will be a challenge in and of itself. Secondly, I would also have to fluke the entirety of floor 9, which could be problematic with its outside and wacky obstacles, so with all of this in mind, I started my journey to floor 10. I had done it. A fluke of both 8 and 9. This was my chance to get to the final stretch. All that was needed now was a perfect playthrough of 10's inside. There is no... Brother, what are we doing? Day after day, Brother. A new roadblock would appear. Alright. I'll be rushing. And this time, what really stopped me was 7. I'm so bad at this game. My tendency to rush things is so horrible, dude. Day 14 became 15, 15 became 16, and so on, each without any sign of floor 10. And as day 24 rolled around, it officially marked 10 days without any progress. I do not get how I think of it. Yeah. I was officially at rock bottom. Everything was just falling apart. Maybe, just maybe, I would never be able to beat this. everything had finally fell into place. With the absurd amount of practice I've been able to do in the past 10 days, it should be a breeze. And finally after 10 days, I was once again at floor 10. It was time to take this tower down. But no. After everything that I had practiced, I lost the run to a glitch. Instead of bouncing me off of the truss normally, which would have allowed me to continue, I was too close to the truss, and it sent me flying down, back to square one. I lost my one and only shot to get to the final stretch. At this point, my motivation was entirely depleted. My sessions began to last less and less, from 3 hours to barely an hour. I rarely even played, and every time I did play, I would end up exhausted and disappointed. That was until I had a risky idea. I could try sacrificing streaming the obby to my viewers for an increase in focus, and as soon as I decided to try it out, this run happened. Don't get me wrong, I didn't enjoy not being able to stream it, but I definitely didn't mind becoming consistent again. By the next time I would stream this tower, I had already made it to 10 3 separate times, but I still hadn't got a chance at the final stretch. So the next day when I tried to start streaming the tower again, what happened next was something I did not expect. I was already at floor 10 again. Every single decision I had made led up to this point. My focus, my practice, and my dedication. It was time for something extraordinary. This tower is impossible, dude. Like, I can't even beat it, like, no matter what. Like, I don't think I'll ever be able to beat this, dude. Dude, this is one of the worst experiences in my life, but I'm not gonna give up. You know why? Because I know that one day, if I just keep playing this, there will be that one lucky run that finally gets to the win. Like, that's a fact.